foothills of Entebbe stands a medical center, Kajansi Health Center, that has facilities that were built by the government to help the community here. But as you will hear later, that the population has grown and there's so many people that are coming for maternal health. The Rotary Club of Entebbe today has launched a project that allows this community to receive more services under the maternal and child health project. This project is a signature project for the sitting district governor, Pista Remwa, but it's also an amazing project that was started a couple of years ago by President then Joan Cantu, and today taken on by the sitting president George Bush. It is amazing to see how much equipment that's going to be given out today, using facilities of about 169 US dollars. That is 600 million Uganda shillings. This is money that is going to be used across 3 different clubs. These clubs include Rotary Club of Kabarole, Rotary Club of Kabale, and the Rotary Club of Fort Portal. These clubs are coming together with the Rotary Club of Entebbe and in partnership with the Rotary Club of Alsace in Switzerland. This club was established during the Hamburg Convention. It is amazing to see that partnerships can easily be gotten from a convention. But what is going to be amazing for you to see today is that the Rotary Club of Entebbe, sitting here in Entebbe, has a lot more implementation that it has to do. It is working in Busi, it is working in different sub-counties across Wakiso district, and it is ensuring that maternal and child health is handled the Rotary way. Service above self starts then. I welcome you to the Rotary Moment Show.
Since we've got this equipment, I know very well that at least we've reached a certain point. If we've been at 50, now we've reached at least at 80%.
We want to leave the world better than we found it, and that is humanity. If you have children, you want them to be better than you in whatever they do. If their grandchildren also to be better than the others. And that is fundamentally where Rotary really comes in and really presents a very important picture. The number 1 cause of death in Uganda is newborn death. So abana abato bangi nnyo abafa, and they are not supposed to die. 70% is preventable.
Our partnership has been very clear. We are saying that we shall do the skilling, but we shall also do the equipping. On behalf of the Maternal Child Health Team, comprising of Rotary, World Health Organization, and the Ministry of Health. On behalf of all Rotarians that have contributed to the Rotary Foundation, and on behalf of our international partners who have supported us in this cause, and on behalf of the President and Rotarians of the Rotary Club of Entebbe, it's my pleasure to hand over this equipment to the community. Yes. How I wish Dr. Mungai and Dr. Uru were this side. Yes. Okay, now Okay, friends, it's my pleasure to hand over this equipment, and I want to assure you, like we said, we do not have any middle position. Please keep it safe. We would be glad to come here and see it better done. It's also take the pleasure to hand over this facility here. It has been renovated. This unit has been renovated by the Rotary Club of Entebbe. I want to thank you so much, and I pray that we continue with this relationship, and why not? When many more of you come to join Rotary, we shall do many more things. Thank you so much.
District Governor Peace Taremwa launched an interesting signature project this year, the Maternal Health Project. He has made sure that wherever he's visited, each of his visits, he launches a particular project. And most of those projects have been the tuk-tuk ambulance. There's a new term in Uganda that is going to help a lot of mothers. Lots of deaths are happening in Uganda at the maternal level, the very first inception of birth. And today we listened to an interesting commissioner who said, we have had deaths, we've had COVID-19, we have Ebola right now, but the biggest number of deaths is at that very first sight of light of a child. Allow me to introduce to you the Assistant Commissioner of Ministry of Health for Maternal Health, Dr. Mongahi. Thank you for allowing us to interview you, and thank you for coming to launch this project as well. Now, I know that Rotary works hand in hand with government. We've had, you signed an MOU with Rotary. We have tax exemptions, which is wonderful. And now we've started equipping the different maternal centers. You're in charge of maternal health. You just told us the deaths. Today we got a document that said 16 children die every other hour because of lack of attention at this very infant level. What is your take on Rotary intervening at this level, and how can the ministry work with Rotary?
Oh, thank you so much, and really it's an exciting moment for us as Minister of Health, and for me particularly, because maternal and child health is my area, my space. When we receive partners like Rotary coming on board to support the way District Governor Peace has really spearheaded this signature campaign of his tenure, we really appreciate, because we are in this as a partnership, Government of Uganda, represented by the Ministry of Health and the district local government, the Rotary fraternity, the Rotary clubs and the districts, and then our other development partners like WHO.
Yes.
So when a gesture of support like this comes in, like today we receive equipment for the newborn. I had earlier mentioned that the leading cause of death in Uganda now is newborn death. It's actually more than 16. 16 is maternal, but the newborn, they are more than that. So quite a number of newborns die per day. It's easier to say per day. So on average, we say 27 for every 1,000 that are being delivered. 27 for every 1,000 that are delivered. So if we are delivering 1.5 million babies like we delivered last year, so for every 1,000 we are losing 27. So the number is quite big. That is a figure or a trend that we want to reverse as government, and we are going to work so hard to see that that trend reverses. We have done investment in the area of the newborn health. We are setting up newborn care units at lower level facilities. We are setting up facilities called Kangaroo Mother Care at Health Center 3s. They're very critical for making the newborn survive. We have a whole set of newborn survival strategies that we are implementing, and they're coming on board of partners like Rotary to buy an incubator, to support us with an oxygen concentrator. They are supporting us with a means of transport. Will go a long way to reduce the number of newborns who are dying, because really their biggest number one killer is birth asphyxia, or difficulties in breathing or self-support to breathe. And that's the number one cause of death. And of course, the incubator will help in helping those premature babies who are born. We, as government, we procured a number of equipment, quite a substantial amount. This cannot be enough, but it's an addition to what we are going to add. As you can also see, the infrastructure here in Kajansi is not enough, but government is considering more infrastructure here and have more mothers deliver from this site so that we decongest the other health facilities.
The health facilities.
Yeah, especially the Kawempes, the Nagurus,
Okay.
the bigger health facilities.
Yeah, wonderful. I have one more question for you. We have Rotary bringing in the tuk-tuk ambulance. We have Rotary trying to equip the maternal facilities, but we were also able to go into the theater.
Yeah.
And we have seen some of the things that we think that government should be working on. You talked about the facilities. Why is it that we don't, when we were studying as youngins, pardon my English, but we were told, kamu kamu gwe mugata, or you have to, it's by increment of ones that we can grow.
Yeah, sure.
Why is it that we still have very bad facilities? We just went in and went around, and we saw there was a lot of improvisation. Now, what Rotary thought about was an incubator, you know, the oxygen, to make sure we save that child. You talked about the equipment, the building itself. What is it that we're doing in the actual, you know, improvement of the facility itself? We've seen a number of pregnant women right now as we're launching, and we know that the beds are not enough. How do we ensure that that is covered?
Interesting question. What I can say is healthcare is a bottomless pit.
Yes.
And that's for a fact. That today we bought one incubator, the need keeps growing. This machine will wear off.
Yes.
It will need replacement.
Yes.
So government has been buying some of these things. We've been setting up. Now you can frankly see that this facility no longer supports the population.
No, it doesn't.
The population has grown.
Yes.
We need to change. So there are huge resources, and when you change, that means we need to build more equipment.
Yeah.
We need more infrastructure,
Yes.
more healthcare workers, more drugs, more utilities. So it's a whole huge expenditure, and I'm not saying that government is not looking at this as a priority,
Yeah.
but equally the population is growing at an exponential rate. We are putting out a voice of also family planning, equally very important. As much as we are allowing mothers to deliver from the health facilities, we are also saying, please do family planning.
You
heard my
the
message.
Catholic Church.
You heard my message. They can
Yes.
do it the Catholic way,
Yes.
but family planning is a constant. You don't need to do it the modern way.
Yeah.
So families must be able to give birth to a number of children they can afford.
Okay.
Healthcare is a bottomless pit. We shall keep supporting within the possible means of government, put up infrastructure, but the rate at which our population is growing seems to be faster than the rate
how
at
much
which
we can
government
spend.
we are, the rate at which we are putting the infrastructure, the rate at which we are equipping our facilities. So at the end of the day, we have congestion and a mismatch. So the congestions you're seeing, the numbers, the deficits you're seeing, it's because of a mismatch. The resources versus the population, how it's growing. So I think that's very critical for us as planners.
And one final one to our good Rotarians who have worked so hard. The funds that come from this come from what we call the Rotary International Fund, which each Rotarian contributes to at least $1,000 a year. And that's how we manage to acquire things like this. What is that you tell to the Rotarians today? And we expect you to join Rotary soon as well. Look straight into the camera. We want those Rotarians
for our
to hear you.
Rotarians out there who are listening to this program, we want to say thank you. I'm actually already a Rotarian. I'm making my Rotary contributions. I forgot my badge. I'm a PHF. And I've been attending the Rotary functions. I continue to pledge my total support to the Rotary fraternity. But this is where we should put our money. We believe that if you put your money in the mother, then you'll have a nice baby to immunize, vaccinate, and we think that you're doing the right job for humanity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. One of the most amazing things today is care for a mother and their child. Now, when the district governor, Pista Rema, was given reins this year in April and started his year in July, he said maternal health. He also gave another condition, which was quite amazing, that for him, for every district visit that he's going to have, every club visit will be at a project site. That is an amazing thought that will bring out where service above self is and where we serve. But his signature project for me is what excites me the most, the Maternal Child Health Project. this district governor is probably going to go down on record as having launched the biggest maternal health project across the country. Now allow me to welcome the district governor, District 9214. Thank you very much, and I don't know how much I can appreciate your effort towards the mother and the newborn child and that whole, holy grail of birth. Thank you for thinking about maternal health. I'm not going to drill into the future. I want you to first of all tell us how successful this has been, because I know it has been successful. How many have you launched so far and to this day?
Thank you so much, Carol, and thank you so much our colleagues in the media for this opportunity. We dedicated this year to mothers.
Yes.
So everything we have done this year, this Rotary year, from July 1 to June 30th next year, our major focus will be on maternal child health. This is the good story we have had.
Yes.
I want to give you a report that, number one, we have had the highest level. We have had the biggest cohesion. We have been closest to World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health in this project.
Wonderful.
You may ask yourself, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we have received very profitable, very critical technical knowledge from World Health Organization.
That's wonderful.
We have had significant support from the Ministry of Health. The equipment we have bought during this Rotary year has all been exempted of taxes.
Wonderful. I had you mention that. Yes.
And that is none other than the Ministry of Health's intervention. So what I must say is that, number one, we have had very good working relationship that has resulted in support from World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
What are they supporting? They are supporting what Rotarians have done.
Indeed.
The Rotarians here, I have so far visited 58 clubs, Rotary clubs in Uganda,
Yes.
out of the 61.
You only have 3 left to go.
I only have 3 to go, and on Sunday I leave for Tanzania to do the next 41.
41, yes.
But I'm telling you, when you look at the maternal child health interventions we have had, out of those 58 clubs, we only have 3 that have not understood maternal child health. The remaining 55 are in it.
The 3 are still crawling, maybe.
The 3 are still thinking,
Yes.
and we also hope that 99% performance is a distinction.
It is a distinction, yes.
And we know that when they come, they will be on board. And even if they don't come, we are still comfortable with what has come out.
It's a great contribution
It's
to
a
the
great
mothers of
contribution.
Uganda, yes.
Sure. Now, what have they done? These Rotary clubs have bought delivery beds, they have bought autoclaves, they have contributed to very many items that are needed for maternal child health. I'm telling you, so far, our tuk-tuk, our village ambulance,
Yes.
we have a commitment of 257.
Wow.
Our target was 300.
300, yes.
I am convinced that the remaining clubs.
It will come.
So when we look at such a very high level of commitment, we all appreciate that the Rotarians have made these things happen. I have told our colleagues that what we need to do is support our government. We need to support this government, it is ours. We need to support the health facilities because our mothers, our sisters, our relatives go there.
Yes.
The other thing I would want to put across is that we wanted to have a pilot project. We decided to have a scientific approach to this. Scientific approach in the sense that we want to know what is this that has not been done so well. That we can make better as we scale up.
Okay.
And that's the reason why the Rotary Club of Entebbe has been our pilot project, our pilot club.
Wonderful.
The Rotary Club of Entebbe received about 604 million Uganda shillings. And we have used that money, we have optimally used this money. One of the few advantages we got when we had the Ministry of Health, they had budgeted for 3 ambulances. We bought 6 because government of Uganda exempted us.
The beauty of the partnership.
The beauty of the partnership.
Yes.
We have had everything it takes. We started with training of the mothers. We went to the training of the health care
givers.
The givers, the midwives, the nurses. We said that will not be all if we don't equip. We don't want to train somebody how to use an incubator and it's not there.
It's not there, yes.
So our third approach was buying the equipment. So we have skilled, we have mobilized, and we are equipping. And from this, we are able to tell what is this other item that we are coming up with. What is coming up as a new challenge is water. As we scale up, we are now considering including water on the maternal child. I want to thank everybody who has been with us as we make a mother, as we make a child
our priority.
Our priority. Thank you so much.
Now for me, it always gives me a breath of fresh air every time I speak to the district governor, because this is a well thought out project. It's a well thought out signature project, and it has been implemented, like you've said, 257 tuk-tuk ambulances that were never ever to be there if it wasn't for you, and this being your signature project. So I want to first of all congratulate you on that achievement. And I know we shall hit the 43 will come, the 300 will come. Congratulations on this. This has been a wonderful, wonderful launch. I mean, 600 million, and we have an incubator. Many people get this money but never do anything. Incubators, and you're working across 3 districts. That is a wonderful achievement. Congratulations, District Governor Pista Remwa, and wonderful idea to have the visits come to projects. I think for me that one is one of those that I will give you kudos for, because it then shows the community that clubs are working, and they show you intangibly what they are doing.
I can add another 1-2 items.
Yes.
I want to tell you that when it comes to feedback,
yes,
today at the Rotary Club, we are now visiting the Rotary Club of Entebbe at Kajan's Health Center.
Yes.
The local leadership that was here is confirmation,
yes, that
we have brought Rotary to the community. They now know Rotary. Yes. Not Rotary by words, but Rotary by action.
By action.
I also want to extend my special thanks to the National Drug Authority. We approached them and they gave us money. We bought items which we have distributed to 5 health centers. Delivery beds. I'm telling you, I was in Chotera. You would see what it means. At this health center, there is one of the buildings that has been bought for using the money from the National Drug Authority. There are 30 million made a difference. And we are looking forward to having many more of our colleagues give us support, and we save mothers and children.
Thank you very much. It's always wonderful to work with government. Many times it's difficult to get them on table to sign. They understand the beautiful things that Rotary is doing. And many times they want to work with Rotary, and they've been working with Rotary. The person I'm going to introduce to you right now managed a tripartite partnership. Welcome with me, Assistant Governor Joan Cantu. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show. Now, I will ask you to dive in and tell us, what is that magic wand that you managed to wave around to get Minister of Health World Health Organization and Rotary to sit at one table and give you 600 million Uganda shillings and the international partners you got?
It all started very easy.
Yeah.
We went to the Rotary International Convention in Hamburg.
Yeah.
And there was this talk about the MCH, which is maternal child health, that I happened to attend. The thing is, when they were talking, I thought, to them they were thinking, they're just talking news, not knowing that the things they were talking about
What happened
were
in
me.
your, yeah.
You know, that's me growing up, that's me walking. I grew up in the village. I grew up in Fort Portal. And you know, walking to school, coming from school, there's so many things that you get exposed to.
Yeah.
So I grew up seeing mothers. I remember even my mother praying, please God, look after pregnant women. I didn't know what it meant at that time until you start walking around and you see pregnant women on the roadside. And then as you get better, you see pregnant women on borders. As you go along, you see them sometimes being carried on with 4 men with a bed sheet. So all those things, as they were talking about to me, was a reality, a life lived, seen, witnessed.
Yeah.
So as they were talking about, I raised up my hand. I said, please, can you stop talking about me? Because this is me. I'm here now. I'm from Uganda. I'm from the village. Everything that you've said is normal. I need help. There's no need of me going back and talked about this, that I've come to the convention, I've come and I've attended this, and then that's it. So there, the first partnership started with Rotary Club of Entebbe, with the Rotary Club of Alto Regio in Switzerland.
Yeah.
It was actually a group of other Europeans as well that I came back with. Most of the people, when they're starting these projects, they start off with looking for a project, writing about the project, and then looking for partners.
Yes.
My case was different.
Yeah.
I came with a project and the partner.
And the partners. Wonderful.
Yes. So from there onwards, I sat down with the guys that I had gone with, and I said, we live in Entebbe, it has to be in Entebbe. But there's no way I'm going to live in Entebbe. I don't know, I didn't grow up in Entebbe, I didn't grow up in Buganda, okay? And I leave my Fort Portal. So it's going to be Wakiso, Kabarole. It happened that this other guy were coming from Tijezi, from Kabale.
Yeah.
So they said, it's okay. But even Kabale, we put it there.
Yes.
I said, fine.
The hills.
Yes,
the hills.
let's go.
Yes.
Okay? Because mothers are dying.
Yes, they are.
You know, when I talk about mothers dying, this project has touched every human being. Because there's nobody who has been in this world. We've all come in this world because mothers have produced us.
Yes.
So it could have fallen any other way, but it didn't. Henceforth, we're here. So I came here, talked to my team. We started writing a concept. Now we started going into statistics.
Yes.
As luck has it, yes. The highest was Wakiso, Kabarole, and Kabale. So I said, oops, one pocketed. Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy says, you know, in order to work with the Minister of Health, they actually have to come on board. I said, fine. I know Dr. Mgahi on a personal level.
I was going to say, who do you know?
I know Dr. Mgahi on a personal level.
Yes.
So we called up Dr. Mgahi. But for Dr. Olive, it was pure passion. That we ended up in her office. She ended up starting off these meetings in her office until COVID came in. Then we started being online. When we came online, because we already had the Ministry of Health and WHO, then we started including in our partner as well abroad, so that he starts knowing exactly what we're talking about, what was cooking. And those were our tripod. That is Rotary, Ministry of Health, and WHO. And we went on like that. So what happened is that, what was your question number 2?
My question number 2 is on the partnership at the convention.
Yes, I've covered it. Yes. Okay,
you've spoken about the convention. You stand up and say, hey, you're speaking about me. I walked these roads I saw mothers die. And my question to that is, how many people at the convention, because this is two Rotarians now.
Yes, yes.
We always go for convention. We've just come back from Houston. How many Rotarians came back home with a project? You know, so
no idea. You know, let me tell you, madam.
Yeah.
When you're doing this thing, you're not actually doing it because somebody else is doing it.
Yes.
Okay. I knew the next president was going to be me, and I would have hated to be a president without a project.
Yes.
So I knew that I was going to do every single trick. Okay. So and when people already have a problem and you give them a solution, it is easy. What am I telling you guys is that look for these break-offs. Every time you go for a confession, look for a break-off. And look for a break-off that you can be able to break through. What does that mean? If you stood up to talk, can you speak sense? Can you give like a testimony? Can you articulate? Can you talk about something that is you?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, in that room, I was not giving a story. I was not talking about anybody else. I was just talking about me.
Your experience.
Yes, my experience. What I grew up seeing and what it meant, especially today that I'm able to stand on my 2 feet. When I look back, what do I see? So I think that was the magic thing that worked wonders everywhere.
I cannot lie to you, that's a great testimony, and I hope many of the Rotarians watching right now will know what to do in Australia when
yes,
so that they know that we don't go for the conventions to wind out the year, but we must come back with something. My final question, and I know we are out of time, but my final question is, you're an assistant governor right now. What is it that you're cooking for the rest? You've done this for Entebbe, and you're not even an assistant governor for Entebbe, but you've got clubs that are with you, and right now they're saying, Edgy Joe, and we want that. That's magic sauce.
It's very, very easy.
Yes.
I'm very happy that in as much as I'm doing MCH and the TVS, it's the district project.
Yes.
So we work together hand in hand with the governor. It's so easy. Even now, as we're talking here, there were people whom were saying, "Oh, you haven't bought your tuk-tuk, you haven't bought your TVS," because if you buy a TVA, we actually put your name on it, and it goes to the place of your choice.
Yes.
Can you imagine, an ambulance passing and people look at it and they see your name on it? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Isn't Rotary beautiful?
It is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is very easy. I've done the same for Natete, which is my club. I've done the same for Kasese, because it's Natete, Kasese Rotary Club, Kasese Rotary Club, and Snow Peak.
Okay.
So all those three clubs, I've already planted the seed, and they're there. Especially with the help of the governor, it's very easy to spread. Yes.
Well, it is a wonderful idea, and I'm very grateful to be interviewing the person and the brains behind these beautiful little tuk-tuks that are going around carrying mothers.
Yes.
Before, we didn't have any of that. Like you said, sheets on a road, and they're going to the next hospital. Thank you very much. This is a brilliant idea. From a person who has lost a child at childbirth before, on a personal level, I can't thank you anymore, because I think had I had that help, there would be more children back home. But nonetheless, this is wonderful for Uganda, for mothers of Uganda, and for Rotary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The Rotary Club of Entebbe has just gone through one of the hardest things that a club can ever go through. They recently lost their wonderful president. May her soul rest in peace. And many times, getting leaders to take over the leadership mantle when the year has already started in Rotary becomes a bit shaky and tricky. But there are few individuals that will step up to the plate and take on this leadership. I want to thank past Assistant Governor George Bush for having taken this mantle on, and today we call him President George Bush.
Welcome
you, Carol. To the Rotary Moment
Thank
Show.
You, Carol.
And thank you for doing this. This has been wonderful. It's really a hard time, but you're doing well, and you've also not stepped back on the plans of the club. You have gone ahead to continue with this.
It is a calling. It is a calling.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Now, I want to quickly take us through this MCH project.
Yes.
When did it start? And finally, and the second part of that question should drill into, you started MCH. This year there's an MCH theme, but then you started MCH and you have another 2 clubs that you're working with in Uganda and another that is outside Uganda. Tell us about that partnership. And maybe a Rotarian who is listening right now will grab a few of those ideas to start on their clubs. Yes.
Thank you, Carol, and a pleasure to have been invited once again to your show.
Yes.
MCH, Carol, every day a taxi full of pregnant women dies in this country. This has been a fact for many years. Another fact which is very important, when mothers make an attempt to go to a hospital before they deliver, their chances of survival are high. So what has been the problem? That there is no transport between home and the hospital. The Rotary Club of Entebbe came to learn of this and decided to look out for partners who could help to intervene. Can we bring the mother from home to the nearest health center? When they go to the health center, will they meet a health professional, somebody working in the maternity ward, some doctor, the specialty on mothers giving birth, some nurse who will care for the baby and the mother? And thereafter, will there be equipment they will use to help them do this work? This project was premised on that discovery. And we got partners, an international partner who helped us look for international Rotary International Global Grant.
Yes.
And that is our friends in Switzerland, Dr. Uz in particular. And we said, it is not only Wakiso that has the highest number of mothers dying.
Yeah.
There are other districts. And the highest districts in this country that are similarly suffering is Kabale and Kabarole. So we approached the Rotary clubs in Kabale and Kabarole and said, can you partner with us? And we have those 3 interventions. 1, buy a cheap ambulance that can move mothers from their homes to the nearest health center. And let the cheap motorcycle be that can be furnished and managed by the local community. One of the questions you asked, and I will be answering details about it. The third one is, can we bring some equipment, like some of the equipment you saw us donate to this health center? And those 2 clubs accepted to partner with us. Actually, part of the money we received, Kabale was the first Rotary club we gave this money. They bought similar equipment, which they handed over to Kabale Referral Hospital.
Wonderful.
So the same equipment is already in Kabale. And these legs from here are to the mountains of the moon, where we shall be going to Kabarole to hand over similar equipment. We have promised them the ambulance is coming. We have already ordered for the ambulances for these places. Every district has 3 health centers, and each of the health centers will be getting an ambulance from us.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Now, the other question you asked was about sustainability.
Yes.
Today, when we asked the governor to hand over this equipment, we requested, and thankfully the local communities were here.
Yes,
the mayor, LOC3 chairman, LOC2 chairman, LOC21, and the other members of the community were here.
Yes.
And we told them, this equipment, even if it is engraved, donated by Rotary Club of Entebbe, is actually yours. Take good care. And even on the agreement we handed over, that's a demand. Now, we have gone ahead and requested the World Health Organization to train communities through some concept called CAGs, Community Action Groups. So they come and train communities to take ownership of health facilities, health equipment that has been donated. They take charge, and in that way, they look for contributions in the community. Who can give us money to repair a motorcycle? Who can give us money to put fuel? So that even the mothers who are going to give birth, or who are going to be given a referral from here to Entebbe or to Mulago, still will find a cheap or a free ambulance to go.
To take them.
So we would like these communities to come together, and we have put aside part of the funds we received for training the communities to come together in community action groups, so that they can by themselves maintain some of these things sustainably. And that is our dream of sustainability. This model is being rolled out in the Ministry of Health, and it is being rolled out in the governor's flagship project, the Maternal and Child Health project that he is championing now for this country.
There's no better story than when you see something like this being given out, but you also have a sustainable, roadmap that shows where this is going to end or where it is going to continually. And when we're interviewing the Assistant Commissioner for Maternal Health, Dr. Mugahi, he said we are building onto the blocks of Rotary of this. Now, their health centers, this is Kajansi, and this is my final question. Do you have any other within Entebbe that you're giving this equipment, or this has been for Entebbe, Kajansi will be the one that you're giving?
For the Entebbe sub-region, this is, but doesn't mean that this is not the only intervention we have in Entebbe.
Yes. Yeah.
My own Rotary Club has another global grant of $102,000 US, and this one is dedicated to the Entebbe Referral Hospital. And they have requested us, and this is another important thing, that these days we ask communities, what is it that you want? So we asked what do you want? What do you want? They told us we are lacking on orthopedic equipment. $102,000 US is dedicated to buying equipment for that referral hospital. Now, but for Maternal and Child Health Project, other than Kajansi, we have two other health centers that we are targeting. One of them, one of the forgotten places, is Busi Island.
Yes.
Busi Island is one of the town islands nearest to Kampala, but forgotten on maternal and child health. So we are intervening in Busi. Then there is another far off health center called Busawanze. It is somewhere deep in Wakiso there. It is another where we are going to take the same equipment we brought here. We brought here a baby warmer incubator, oxygen concentrator, an examination lamp, and some mama kits. And we have promised them we are going to give them also a tricycle village ambulance, the tuk-tuk.
The tuk-tuk ambulance.
We shall bring that one here. We shall take the same set to Busi Islands and take the same set to Busawanze. And that is what we are doing now. We have promised ourselves, and this is what Governor Peace has done as well. He has said, each of you contributes to the global grant by contributing your one PHFP Sapphire, and it will bring you another motorcycle which you will send to any place of your liking. So my club, this evening when we meet the governor in the club assembly, members of my club who have promised, myself inclusive, we have donated $1,000 US each, I think 5 of us, and we are going to be giving him a big check, and those are 5 ambulances, one of which is going to go to my village, Namasagali. And one personal story, my great-grandmother died giving birth to my grandfather. If these facilities had been there, probably would be a bigger clan. We are few because, and that's one of the passions. I am here for this because and I'm sure everybody in this country has a personal story about some relative having suffered maternal and child health.
Thank you very much. I don't know, PhD George, every time I talk to you, I want you to continue. The passion you have for Rotary and the fact that you're serving in the Rotary Club of Entebbe now after the demise of the president. For me, humbles me, it's a humbling moment. Thank you very much. Maternal health for me is very close to my heart. Every club that has done this is an amazing club, and I know that a lot of mothers are going to be saved by this. Thank you very much, and thank you for that 1,000 contribution.
And thank you for doing this, because the more you take us outside there, the more we bring in more helping hands, and more helping hands will make it better for this country. Thank you for the good work you are doing, Carol.
Thank you very much for allowing us to be here.
Yes, a
An
pleasure.
amazing evening for me, because donating tuk-tuk ambulance. Now when I said tuk-tuk ambulance, these are 3-wheelers that have a well-equipped ambulance behind. The Rotary Club of Entebbe has done wonderfully. They have baby warmers, they have an incubator. And you've just had this not just here, it's at Busi, it's in another sub-county in Mwakiso. They're taking, the president has just told you that with a contribution of $1,000, he is able to take a tuk-tuk to his village. This is a club of 34 years. They were chartered in 1988 in January. 34 years down the road, a lot of dreams are being achieved.
You are going to stay?
The Rotary Club of Entebbe just lost their president. But even with that demise, they're able to continue with the plans of Rotary. Like I always say, Rotary is through planning. We plan our things and we are able to implement despite the people. It is important for you to note that today's launch was a district governor's visit, but because of service above self, it was done at a project launch. Amazing times for Rotary because we show you service as we go along. I remain Caro Chazekakoza from the Rotary Club of Chiwatule, and I invite you to Rotary. Anytime you see a Rotary sign, walk in and say the lady on TV asked us to come. We want more hands to serve, and we want that $1 so that we can save more mothers, get more water, and have a better community.